A woman had spent a fortune buying a batch of premium eggs, only to find one was empty. Furious, she picked up another only to discover it was empty too. That's when she realized that all the expensive eggs she'd bought were hollow. Angry, she told her husband about it, and to her surprise, he panicked, rushed to the office, and came back claiming that everything had been resolved. Confused, Amy asked what he had been doing at the office. He immediately corrected himself, saying he had gone to the Consumer Association and had secured compensation from the supermarket. But Amy knew there had never been any Consumer Association in their small town. What was he hiding? Amy realized that her life, while orderly and seemingly relaxed, had become monotonous and dull. She decided to leave the town and see the world beyond. At the bus terminal, the driver informed her that company rules wouldn't allow him to go any further. At that moment, a plane crashed ahead. Amy urged him to help, but he insisted on turning back. With no other choice, she set off alone toward the crash site. She struggled over mountains, and at the peak, she saw a strange building. Pressing her face to the glass, she witnessed sights she had never seen before. Then, a sudden red light flashed across the glass, followed by a wave of dizziness, and she passed out. When she woke up, she was back home. Her husband was frantically preparing dinner, claiming he had found her asleep in bed when he got home. The next day brought even stranger events. Amy was cleaning a window, completely unaware that the wall behind her was slowly closing in. Startled, she realized it was just an illusion. At that moment, the phone rang. It was Xiaohei, the first woman who had raised suspicions, warning her that they were all being deceived and that they needed to leave immediately. During a dance class, Amy noticed that her reflection in the mirror had transformed into Xiaohei. Then, Xiaohei began violently hitting the mirror, as if trying to escape from something. Panicked, Amy ran to Xiaohei's house, only to find her on the roof holding a small knife. Before Amy could intervene, Xiaohei slashed at herself. Immediately after, two figures dressed in red appeared and took Amy away. That evening, her husband came home and spun a story, claiming Xiaohei had fallen while cleaning windows and was now in the hospital. But Amy knew Xiaohei was likely doomed. She questioned her husband about his work, but he said nothing, claiming it was confidential. Determined to uncover the truth, Amy began her own investigation. The next day, after her husband left for work, she wrapped her head in plastic wrap to see what would happen. The suffocating, almost fatal sensation was terrifying, and she eventually tore it off. Later, her husband arranged for a psychologist to visit. When the psychologist opened his briefcase, Amy noticed files about Xiaohei left inside. Seizing the chance, she pulled them out. The documents stated that Xiaohei had refused treatment and that a warning had been issued. Amy was left completely bewildered, unable to understand what was really going on.